Also, we have Aaron here, who's working on the... Wow, look at that transformer. That is a transformer, isn't it?
It's a booster supply, and it's switched into there, and it has a... that's a buzz bar that can be opened and closed when it's maintenance time.
That is an order of magnitude. Far more detail than I ever expected.
Well, it's not finished yet. There's a bit more to go on it.
Blimey.
So I've got a cable that comes up from the floor to the bottom.
Right.
Cable with an insulator on top linking to the buzz bar there.
Yeah.
And then the cable from the buzz bar down to the feed.
And you've got your first bits of overhead that's going on that. Plumbed in as well.
Yeah. First little bits.
Wow. This is really something, isn't it? Here's a...
I'd like to get a lot more in, but they won't paint the yellow lines on the platforms.
Are they being a bit slow?
I've got the stuff, I just haven't had a chance to plug them in.
Is that the random excuse generator?
Yep. So I can't get the bloody...
To be fair to Phil, he does seem to get a lot done.
Yeah, he does. But I can't get all that in properly until the lines are done and the canopies are stuck down. So as soon as that's done, so that's what I'm copying. That's the mast that's being copied.
That's the actual mast.
That's the actual mast.
Right.
Blimey.
So
Is
as you can see, it's
PDG. In fact, let me come round here. Hold it a bit more this way.
yeah.
That is staggering. Very good. So, give me a clue. How many hours do you think you've spent on that?
That alone,
Yeah.
about 5
Right. And how many have you got to make?
of them. One.
One of those.
There might be more of these boxes on others.
Right.
There's another highly fancy one that's got to come in about here.
Right.
That's on Google Earth as well. I might be able to show you that if I can just pick it out in here. And then I can pick its spot as where it's going.
There's so much eye candy here. I don't know what to look at first.
Is that so I've got a shot underneath on you? Right, Robbie, what want you to do?
Yeah. I think they want this one in as well. So this is the one that has similar equipment,
Right.
but the feed's coming from underground, and it's going up the side
Right.
and across the top.
That's beautiful.
And that's the idea, to do that one as well.
Is this going to be permanent? Yeah, it'll be permanent, won't it? It won't
Yeah,
be,
yeah,
it won't be something you remove.
No, you won't be removing them, but it makes them extremely exposed in terms of
Yeah, also I was thinking damage.
track cleaning and what have you. That's the big problem.
I remember from last year when something comes off with catenary, it's an additional nightmare to put it back on track. That is amazing. That's very nice. Is there any weathering or any art paint to be applied?
The box has got to be painted of extremely light grey, more to an off-white.
Is this part of something?
It will be. It's going to go onto the side. It's going to be trimmed down. There's some bits on it I don't need.
Right.
But there's a box mounted on the side there. A simple switch box.
I think if you were doing that commercially, you'd have to sell them for a couple of £100 each. They take that long.
Therein lies the problem.
Yeah. Anything's possible, but
It's all
not,
possible.
not viable.
It's, yeah, as a one-man band, hand making everything on lathes and milling machines.
If you made one a day, well,
I made a dozen of these wheels ready for the adjusters.
all right.
Because
Hey,
there's one sat in there, Dave, ready installed.
Oh yeah, I saw it before, but I didn't get it from this side. That's amazing. It's going to be 2 good turn trains on this.
And it's just got to have its adjuster put in underneath. When that goes in underneath, that's the adjustable compression.
Where does that go?
It goes under the board.
Right.
That cable there will come through the middle of it,
And that'll give you the
be
tension.
tied off. So it's a first and strut, and it's adjustable because it's threaded, and I can undo that all day like that and increase the tension.
Very smart.
Again, all made on a mill machine, everything like that. Oh dear, I don't know where that bit went, but it won't go far.
You programmed in there.
Seems weird with the station building missing. We can see around the back. What are we looking for?
Piston. It's on the floor somewhere.
Okay, anyone spot a piston?
One of them.
One of them.
It'll be there. It'll have rolled.
Looks like a screw.
I'll find it.
How's the bandsaw going, Dave? Is it okay?
Bandsaw is brilliant now till Pete gets on it.
Oh, fab. Let me just mic you up so we can catch that in stereo.
Poor Dave.
You've not got quadraphonic? Oh, better decide now, Dave.
No, not anymore.
And even Dolby surround sound.
Yeah, we've got all that.
Ding ding.
So which bits are you working on at the moment, Phil?
I'm just connecting the network wires in.
Right.
That's all.
Are you walking around with your IT on a
No, I'm putting a bit of wire back before I lose it.
server station on the plant?
LEDs on there.
Yeah, the servos all work now.
Terminals, and it's
He says,
Right.
hopefully.
like tip of a pin trying to solder.
How the fuck you do that?
I can hear things moving. So if I go down here, I'll see a point move, yeah?
I don't know, I'm starting
They should.
How old are you now?
41.
Ready?
You're not getting to the
Ready?
age where you're gonna need
I'm
glasses.
getting to the age now.
You're at about 42, 43, 45.
Very nice. And again?
Because at work, I don't normally eat a lot at work. I probably go 12 hours and just...
So you put them all on the same V-port channel for now?
They're all on number 13.
Right, lucky.
That was just the first one that popped up, so they've all been doing
Right.
the same. But they're all moving.
And you've some plans for these lights as well, I understand.
Yeah, the circuit board came back last week, week before from China. Just waiting for Andy's soldered 6 up so far.
Right.
The
These are RGB LEDs in there, yeah?
they are 2020 WB whatevers,
WS2812.
something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
The end in a B, I know
Yes.
that much.
WS2812B.
Yes,
2 mil square, are they?
they are 2020s, yeah, 2 mil. Brilliant little things.
Yeah.
They're the same as what we used on the panels, but smaller.
Right.
They were 50/50s,
Right.
where these are 2020s.
I bought 100 to play with for a product, but it's a long way off yet before
Yeah,
I get
they're a
around to it.
bit fiddly. Have you got one of those circuit boards, sorry, with you?
I'll get them out of the car in a sec.
But
It's amazing.
I've just got to do the feather ones next.
Right.
But there's left feathers, Y feathers and a right feather.
And they're all RGB LEDs, even the feathers.
They will be, yes, because it just makes... It's just 3 wires.
Right. Are you happy with the white on that? They're okay?
I'm going to make them slightly yellow,
Okay.
just to give them a little bit, get rid of that blue.
It's working.
Right.
Is that working? There you go,
Well,
there's
let's have a
one.
look.
Now that might not show it very well, because they don't show up on cameras.
I need, it's a bit loose there. But
Right, so I'm seeing a sort of slightly... Yeah, okay. Can it change colours or anything?
It
Or
should do.
should be changing.
they're not all plugged in now, are they?
No, we've lost a wire, that's why.
Signal wires come out.
Oh, it's very technical, this. What happened to playing with trains?
Yeah. But yeah, them LEDs are great, because it's just 3 wires.
Yes.
No matter how many you've got, it's just 3 wires.
Don't give all our secrets away. So what are we?
Double
Are they just going to cycle?
Yeah, they go off in between, just
Yes.
so you get a clear...
So you got the 4 aspects: red,
Yep.
yellow, double yellow, and green.
Like I
Yeah.
say, they don't always come out very well on camera.
Right.
It's because
It is like different from different angles. There, yellowy green does
Change
change.
a
So
lot.
it's
Do you want me to apply a post edit and slap pure colours on?
yeah, just change the saturation on you. Bump the vibrance up. And
Yep. What about the?
you see different colours to what I see. You see quite yellowy.
Yes, I see it as yellow. A lot of people see it as green.
Yeah, so it's
Chris sees it as green.
Right.
You see it as green.
I did. To me, it looks a bit different in the enclosure, but
from different angles. Like if
Yeah,
you
it's
see
be-
it from that angle, it's definitely green. Whereas like from
Yeah.
straight on, it's slightly more yellow.
It's because there isn't actually a yellow LED there. It's just RGB,
Yes.
and the red, the green, and blue aren't actually on top of each other at the side.
it's a piercing. It's an intense
Yeah.
illumination. Does it need a diffuser, or is that
Possibly. Might fix it, is what I was
Right.
going to say. There
worth a
is
try with thin?
a bit of, what's it called?
Glue and glaze.
No. Masking tape works very well.
Right.
Or, what's it called? Baking paper. And, what's it called? Is it vellum? Might be vellum. Crafters use it for making,
Is that the stuff you put on paper, like not paper aeroplanes, like aeroplanes that you put the...
no, or maybe I'm getting mixed up. But I know what I mean anyway. It's like crafters use it. It's like a thick tracing paper.
Yeah.
And you're doing 3 of those lights on this layout, Phil, is that right, or is there more?
There's loads is the answer.
Loads, okay.
There's basically one at the end of each platform, so that's 12.
Right.
Plus the bay is another one, 13. Then we've got another 4 over there. There's about 20,
20.
give or take.
And are we going to link them to the V ports, so we're going to trigger them over the network?
Maybe. They will be triggered off the network.
Yes.
Whether they're done off V ports or not depends on how far I get time-wise.
All right, and if I pull my leg out with some
Yeah.
stuff as well. Okay.
Because at the minute, it'll all go to the V ports, go to an Arduino or a ESP, and then that'll work out which blocks should send what colour to each signal.
Right. Fantastic.
So
But
it'll
going to be automatic at the end.
Yeah, they'll be automatic, but it'll count. Currently, it'll count. So this signal here will count this block, the next block as red.
Right.
Then the next block's off to pass signal to see them as yellow.
Okay. Brilliant.
I don't know yet.
Right.
That's the problem for next month.
Suck it and see. Problem for next month, yeah. How long have you got left now to the first exhibition?
17 weeks, Matt. Which sounds a long way away, really, but it's only 34 days.
So are you working on the lights at the moment, or are you doing something else?
I am
What's
not
your-
doing anything on the lights until I get all the circuit boards from the feathers.
Right.
Until they arrive, it's pointless doing any more yet.
So what's your focus at the moment? Have you got one? Or?
Today, it's just tidying all the wiring up.
Right.
I need to make sure I cut the track on, what day are we now? Thursday, so I cut it on Sunday. But I need to actually now make sure all the V ports that control the blocks are working
Right.
and sending the signal through.
Let's have a look underneath, speaking of wiring, see what we can see.
Yeah, it needs cleaning up yet,
It's not so bad.
tidying.
Oh, it's neat. We've got that one DCC wire. That's all you need.
Yeah. But you can see the DCC wire because it's red and brown, blue and brown.
Mains wires.
Yeah.
Good.
Over there, you can actually see the detail.
I don't think there's actually anything going in. I think it's more a question of that was for something else and he's reused the wood.
Okay.
I think it's what's it called? One of the slots and tabs I used, and then he's reused it.
Go on, Phil.
So is this the fascia to a Punch and Judy show? Or
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. Might as well be. We're all puppets, muppets.
Tell us what's happening.
Eh? Engine bracket, aye. Yeah. Yeah.
You've been busy, Dave.
Yeah, this is that M board that we talked about in the last episode that we were waiting for.
Right.
So it's made now, tracks are on, and it's wired up on the back here. So
And you got some cork on as well. So the cork is only going as far as it is it?
well, it's to get. It's in that.
Scenic.
It's in the hidden bit there,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
You see the hidden bit? Well, this cork was on, this end board was on the end of that.
Right.
So we're
Yeah.
just doing this the back scene now. I'm just going to shorten it in a minute. You can
And what are the blocks underneath the rest of the track?
to take it down from 4mm to 0 in half-mil steps.
Oh, very good.
If you'd see it on the other end, we've done the other one as well, on the other board down there, but it's all covered up with peats.
Oh, yes, the workbench.
Yeah, on the workbench. Yeah. And if we had this the other way up, this would be full and all. Look, it's been spraying again. Look, this is Pete.
Oh, yeah.
Loves it. Yeah. Yeah, so Chris has made all these. He's 3D printed these for us.
Right.
Right, and it takes it from 4mm down to 0.
Need to get some power down.
Right.
Very nice. What's behind this?
Yeah.
The 2 DCC wires
Yeah.
and everything else.
Yeah. So this is say this board's only be used once. This board at Chester.
Right.
It won't go to Milton Keynes. This.
No. So will you just leave it as it is or gut it?
I don't know, it depends. If he starts to build, if he does build any more layouts, he says he's not at the minute, and I said I'm not, but you never know, do you? If we survive, if we survive Milton Keynes,
Well, that's going to be a
yeah,
whole new can, isn't it?
that's going to be a whole new can of worms. That. I just don't know how long it's going to take to put it up and take it down.
I'll be there at Milton Keynes.
Yeah. So, but no, it's when he wants another coat of primer on it, then it wants a coat of finish on it. And we're just shortening this board here now.
As you look at it, is this the left side or the right side from the front?
It's the right side.
Right side.
Yeah.
Right, what's that, Dave?
I'm going to shorten this back seam wants shortening.
Okay.
Because all the plywood sheets are 8 foot.
Right.
The MDF sheets are about 8 foot and 8 foot and an eighth. So I've just got to take 1/8 of an inch off there because I can't see the line very well. Does it affect
You're
your?
trimming it a bit.
Yeah, I've got to trim that off there.
I'm right in the way here to get covered.
No, you're not. You won't get covered.
All
Right, but it's just a bit noisy. That's all.
Well, that was a planer.
That's a planer. Yeah, these are rare. Pretty rare now.
Yeah.
An old Elu.
Ah.
But yeah,
What sort of finish does it do?
perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
That's all right.
It's good.
He's a good mate. All right, for sure, you know.
All the secrets of the trade.
Hey,
All the tricks of the trade.
just hang on a minute. I just need the. You want to plug that in, Rob? Just give it a bit of a sand with that, and then we can try it again. Just like this. Where's my planer? It's like just hopeless trying to work here. That'll do. That's handy. Planers fell off. That's it.
Brilliant.
I
Thanks,
better
Dave.
see now.
That insulator will sit on top of the supply box
Here you go.
when it's painted.
Now we can hear you.
So now that insulator, when it's mounted on that wire, will sit on the supply box and the wire will be connected back to there.
Brilliant.
And it'll give me the full buzz bar back down.
No stone unturned, eh?
Nope.
Show him out the door, then have a quick escape.
See, it's a part that's there and it'd be noticeable if I don't put it on the layout.
But you know.
And I know it's not there. And everyone who knows the station will know it's not there.
And as it's at Milton Keynes, they can run outside and have a look, I suppose.
Yeah, whereas a lot of it down there we can get away with and we can compromise, but in there we can't. So.
We've got to be back Tuesday.
Brilliant. It brings it to life, doesn't it? It just adds another dimension. It's probably a pain in the butt to do, but wow, it's worth it.
Well, it's all commercially available bits of brass.
Right.
From simple flat brass to brass angle, 1 mil by 1 mil to make the frame. And it's just simply drilling it through in the pillar drill and putting bits of wire to make the securing bolts that the real thing has.
When it's at Chester, will you be showing up twice a week to repair some catenary?
I intend to have it up and running first day, and then I'll turn up as and when.
Right.
And then I'll get a damage report because someone's been careless or whatever, overzealous doing something, and put it right.
Brilliant.
But in terms of it all being set up for a pantograph train to run on, it's absolutely fine.
Right.
There's no tension at the moment, but the panels sit under that. I should do. I've got one with me. I brought one with me to test it. And make sure.
I thought you had an overhead just lying here, but it's actually installed in the buildings.
Yeah, but that's not secure yet.
No.
And that's what I'm waiting for. The platforms need the yellow lines along them,
Right.
as per prototype, and once all that's done, the canopies can be stuck down, all these gantries can be stuck down, and then the rest that I've already made can start to go in. But these two are the datum points.
Right. For everything else.
One going that way, one going that way. So until they're fully secure in the exact location they need to be, we can't set the others out until that's done.
Mind you, the position looks pretty final. It goes through the roof.
Yeah, it does, but you don't want to be a couple of millimetres out either. So I can't go on the others. So yeah, that'll run. Even though it's not under tension, it'll still run. It'll still go under without any problem. Like so.
Very nice. What is the height from the rail?
It all depends. It's the real thing varies from roughly, it can be as low as 12 feet.
Right.
And then go as high as 19, 20 feet.
Do they have pantographs that reach that high?
Yep. Classic example is the Woodhead route out of Manchester. Hardwick station, pantographs are extremely high.
Right.
Because there used to be a water crane on the end of the platform when it was built.
Right.
And then you go a mile and a half up the station, the pantographs are literally folded down on the roof when it goes under the Gorton station.
So 14 feet to 19 feet, that's...
Even less. At Gorton, that pan would be somewhere there.
Right. That's like a 7-foot range on the pantograph.
It can happen.
Right.
One thing is, the wire's never a constant height. It does allow for level crossings.
Yes.
Right. So it goes up for level crossings, down for going through bridges and tunnels. So it does move.
Never thought. I thought it'd all be same height.
No, it can't be, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
That's why your maximum height of a road vehicle is 16'6" on a level crossing.
Yeah.
If he's over in lines.
Yes, YouTube's littered with vehicles 16'7", not getting through.
Because they're not allowed.
Yeah. No, they're ripping the lids off.
Overheads and things like that. All a problem.
Fantastic.
And what we have discovered is the actual bay wire isn't live.
Isn't what?
Isn't live
Right.
from here.
Okay.
It's been isolated.
Ah.
It has a 3-foot fiberglass rod in the main contact wire and an insulator on the catenary line.
Is that because the section change or something?
No, it's just dead. It's just not used in terms of electric traction.
And how would an electric train cope with that? Is it because it's got two pantographs or something? Or?
No, it wouldn't work.
Okay.
You can get an entire coach, a longer coach than that,
Right.
into here,
Yes. But no engine.
but there's no power. The wire's there, but there's no power. Because it's been isolated back there.
Tell us about these little yellow things.
AWS ramps.
Right. Is that the thing that makes the sound and the driver has to respond?
Yep. It's an advanced warning system,
Right,
or
so
the automatic warning system for the signals.
And how long do you have as a driver to respond?
2 seconds. Or
Otherwise,
2.7 seconds now in most cases.
Right. And if not,
Brakes come up.
is it an emergency brake or?
Oh yeah.
And you can't override it until it's fully stopped at that point, is it?
Generally no.
So you be on your game.
Sort of thing, yeah. Not be asleep.
Well, first class will be wearing their breakfast.
Yeah, something like that.
Brilliant. Just wherever you look, there's just more detail to see. Let's see that again. Wow. That's impressive.
I watched the video of
No glued up and stuck wheels. You've actually got everything operating.
Oh yeah.
Prototypical.
If the wire was to snap, that wheel would drop down
Right.
and it would then lock against the frame it's mounted to.
To stop it coming off.
And stop the weight's coming down like so. It'll pull.
or even
Yes, it will drop down.
Once you start
Build jam
handling them,
eventually.
like the
Fantastic.
No, it's wanted before.
So you've been a bit busy 3D printing cars by the looks of it.
Yes, so one of the surprising things about this layout is that we've suddenly become a car manufacturer. So we have two very large multi-storey car parks and a large length of road that has parking bays all along it. So what we've realised is we need to populate these with cars. And the problem is you can't buy modern day cars. And even if you could, it'd be really expensive because we need around 200 cars. So we've gone into car production. And we have here 204 cars that have been 3D printed. We've got about 20 different types. Here I've got some Volkswagen Polos, a Volkswagen van, and some ubiquitous Tesla SX and Model 3s that I've done. So they've been printing these. They take about 1 hour 40 minutes to print about 4. So there's quite a lot of hours worth of printing gone in here. And they come off, so they're all resin printed, and they come off the printer like this. They're kind of on sprues. So now the huge job is to take these off the sprues so that we can paint them. So I'm just using a pair of clippers and just cutting the sprues all the way around so that we can disengage the cars and then be able to paint them.
You're going to be busy, aren't you, for a while?
This is one of the lengthy times. Not only does it take a long time to print these, but getting them off the sprues is a lengthy process. And we've got 204 to do.
Yes, I'll film and stop talking now.
Well,
I'm leaving the camera on time lapse, and I'll be back in 204 cars time. Is that right?
well, you can do that. I think we'll be here for a long, long time, though.
You get a few done today, do you think?
Yeah. So my plan is to mobilise a team so that we can sit round and do all of these.
Have a party.
Have a party doing it. Yes.
Where did you get the design for the cars from?
So mostly off Thingiverse,
Right.
which is a free site to download all sorts of 3D models. It's a great site, recommend it. And there are a few people who put up cars, but we need cars of a very particular modern era, otherwise it's going to look a bit out of place for everything.
Milton Keynes.
Whose work is this, Phil? I recognise that brickwork. Is this a commission?
It's for Pete's TV show.
All right. Like your brickwork, there's a lot of detail in that.
Yeah, it's a bit too complicated really for what they wanted.
Right.
So it's changing how they do the program.
What's going to happen to the roof? Are you going to just put 3D print tiles?
Paper tiles I do. Just glaze them and then stick them on top row at a time.
How long did you spend designing that?
4 days.
Just designing? You pay for it somewhere, don't you? Pressing go on a machine is the end of...
It's about two and a bit hours to cut each.
Yeah.
About 4. So I did it over 2 weeks, but it was 4 days work over 2 weeks.
What is it, 00?
Yeah. It's Sydenham, southern London,
Very nice.
on just off the Brighton line.
It's a great angle.
She'll bring chocolate.
Yeah, she looks after us at Chester.
Oh, she'll be back, don't worry.
You could do with taking a leaf out of the boot, Dave.
Which leaf?
Looking after leaf.
Oh no, I can't do it. Pete's glued it in.
Ah,
I think.
okay.
We don't get the peach or what's it called, steak slice
it's
anymore.
there's no sugar. Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, Pete's glued the roof on, so I can't. I'll probably take the floor out.
Sugar.
No, don't get any pasties anymore. No pasties.
on, I've got to bring sugar again.
There you go. There's upside down.
All the rooms as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Held together by its own friction.
the floor is.
Yeah, boys.
The problem is, even though the plywood should be the right size, it's got a bit of tolerance.
Have to sharpen your laser.
Yeah.
Go on a grindstone.
I don't think that works, Dave.
How does it not work?
You can, depending on what focal length lens you put in, you can give a wider or smaller curve cut.
Yes, certain lenses, the longer focal length are better for cutting as opposed to engraving, aren't they? I don't know which way it works.
It goes. You've got a short focal length. It's more like a cross.
Aaron,
The bigger the focal length, the more of a squash cross.
kettle's boiled.
So it gives you a more consistent cut.
Right,
Where the other one gives you a sharper point.
right.